Hey guys, welcome back to the channel with more of The Expanse. We took a 1 week break and now we're back with Season 3, Episode 1 of The Expanse. The last few episodes of Season 2 were just phenomenal. I think everything, including Home and Afterwards, maybe even the episode before that, it was just a different show from the beginning, from the first season. I think I gave the first season like an average score of like a 7.7, and it went up to like an 8.7 by the end of season 2. So yeah, excited to see what season 3 has in store, and let's get started. If you want to watch the full reaction, check out Patreon in the link in the description below. Let's go.
The Arbogast was above the Eros impact crater when the astonishing event occurred.
After accusing the UN of assassinating Defense Minister Korshunov
And imperialism of Earth for far too long. And now their actions have brought us to the brink. If they wish to test us in battle, we are ready. We will not back down.
most Beltars believe that this time, war is inevitable.
Sir, in 5 years, Mars will have the strength to impose their will on the system, to shut Earth off from the resources of the belt. I mean, at that point, we may as well be their colony.
Christian, come busting in right now.
I want a formal declaration of war.
Oh, crap.
You heard the Secretary General. Let's go.
What were you thinking when Naomi told you what she did?
She's not the person I thought she was.
Really?
We're about to be in the middle of a war zone. We'll need a new transponder name and drive signature. The ship would be a prize for either side.
Copy that.
What? End of an era. Perfect, you can name it Screaming Firehawks.
If anyone else but me comes through that door, you put them on the ground.
Don't you dare leave us here.
I'll be right back.
You're fired.
Yeah, okay. Oh my god. This guy.
Just a junior electrician.
Well, today you get to be a hero.
Poor guy.
Inners finally got their war.
I need a new name for our transponder.
How about Contorta? Spent a lot of time with them for my dissertation. They're good company.
Hmm.
Actually, quite fascinating.
She's not listening
In
anymore.
order for them to survive,
Is she?
they have to die with fire. The seeds come out of the fire.
Huh.
Contorta.
I have the Ender's weapon, and you have the key to harnessing that weapon. The more you share, the more your bowl will be plentiful.
They're gonna work together. Oh.
So you're in charge of defense?
Damn right.
Damn right.
Suits you.
Shit.
Well done, madam. Theo, he's gonna help us out.
Give me that.
Huh?
Yeah.
Report, sir. Leave it with the office.
I haven't been forthright about Avasarala's absence or her recent actions, not while there was still any doubt.
Crap.
Doubt about what?
He's gonna pin.
I believe she's involved in a conspiracy against this government.
You better be goddamn sure before bringing charges like that to me.
She's left for a covert meeting on board a ship owned by Jules Pierre Mao, accompanied by the Martian defector. And that ship is currently running dark in the belt.
Whoa, whoa, whoa! You're bleeding. Drummer. Oh god.
Who told you where to find it?
Naomi Nagata.
Bitch.
Now we have that means power.
And how long before Anderson Dawes steals this from you two?
Oh no, he's not gonna steal it because I already told him.
You told him?
New day, new bedfellows.
You're crawling into bed with Anderson Dawes, who nearly destroyed Tycho and got both of us killed.
I didn't realize he made that call without consulting her first. Man.
We've got no friends, no safe harbor. We are living on borrowed time if we don't get this ship parked. Get us to Tycho, and you'll never have to see my face again.
Oh, man. Please don't tell me there's residue. Oh, crap.
Get behind me. This is gonna get ugly.
He like literally tries to. She meant Christian.
We're unarmed.
Oh no. So fast as lightning.
You seem like you're in a lot of pain, and I just...
I'm good.
Whoa! You love that thing. You were so happy when you saw it on...
You should try tea.
When I was not selling out to the captain, he told us Mal kept his kid's ship up in the hangar bay. A racing ship!
Let's go. Move!
A racing ship.
Some things are in flux right now.
Nature's only constant. Change.
You really like botany metaphors. That one that wasn't May on our ship.
I'll probably never know. I gotta learn to live with that. Not knowing.
You've done your planet a great service.
Let's go, let's go, let's go.
Let's go. Bobby! You'll fly us all out of here. Somewhere you can broadcast out for help. You can't pilot, right?
Well enough.
Does that mean yes?
That means I'll handle it. Hey, I checked the flight deck when I got my armor. They've shot the pilot and trashed the control.
We'll manage.
I'm not getting into that fucking coffin.
Yeah, but you are.
The hangar bay won't open.
What?
It's the countermeasures. When the ship's under threat, everything goes into lockdown.
Can Bobby just
Find us another way.
Stay here.
break it open? It's stressful.
I should have called you after the Donager. I know. Well, I guess I'm doing it now, right? Better late than never. I've been an awful husband. And a worse father. I know. I'm just trying to do some good out here. And we have. I have. This is what I've always really wanted to do. More than I wanted to be there with you.
That's a hell of a thing to admit.
But that doesn't mean that for 1 second I did not love you. Both of you. Very, very much.
What? This is not where I thought this was going. What the heck? What? No, 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 no! The mag lock failed, just randomly failed. They can just get back? Holy crap. That's, you know what? That looks so similar to the way the proto-molecule hybrid was climbing. That's not a coincidence. And now she's breaking through the...
I didn't give a fuck about your daughter.
Jim.
I used you.
to get us through Ganymede, and none of us would be breathing if you hadn't come.
Look, you don't have to say that.
We owe you some answers. So at least you know we did everything we could to find her. We promised Prax we'd help him find his daughter. And we did every damn thing except
We're
that.
all in agreement. Fred Johnson will help us. Amos.
Me too. I'll go set a course.
Dawes wasn't convinced of my loyalty.
Dawes wanted me back on Ceres, and I wanted to get away. No future down his road. I saw something different in you. I chose you.
I need you to lead a salvage mission. Bring back the Naboo.
You're gonna make nice with the moments? No, why would
We're
you?
gonna retrofit the ship for the belt. Because soon, we're not gonna be a bunch of tribes. We're gonna be a nation. Once Earth and Mars get done beating each other back to the Stone Age, they're gonna need the belt more than ever. We need to be ready.
A cathedral converted into a warship sounds like the heart of a great and lasting nation.
Will you go?
Can I finish my drink first?
What? They're gonna try to get Razorback? Julie's ship?
Less than 5 minutes. Easy, cowboy. Plenty of time.
The frickin' Razorback.
Take off all that tinsel.
Is this really the time for fashion advice?
At 6 Gs, that junk will tear your head off. You decide.
She called it junk. Whoa.
I'm no expert, but shouldn't we get the hell away from that yacht?
Not too soon, or one of those missiles might see us and lock on our drive.
Did Kochar get out?
I'm sure he did. Now quiet.
All that debris. Alright. Oh man, that was the whole episode? It felt like nothing. Alright guys, I actually started the episode thinking that maybe some time had passed because people were already reporting on the Arbogast, but no, we start exactly where we left off. I guess I'm kind of used to shows like kind of skipping forward in time after like a season break between seasons, and I forgot that yeah, we're in the middle of a book here, just like we were at the end of season 1. And yeah, the first scene where the zoom out from the screw from the Arbogast to the rest of the ship, all of Venus, and then goes to Earth, then to Mars, then to Tycho, Jupiter, and the fighting over Ganymede. That was beautifully shot. When I first watched it, I was trying to pay attention to what was being said and everything else. But then, like, when I was watching it in editing, I was, like, captivated. It's just gorgeous. But yeah, Aaron Wright is pushing for war and freaking threw Christian under the bus, saying she was the one secretly working with Jules Pierre Mao. He's... Like, Aaron Wright is so despicable, but also so interesting now. And I kind of didn't pay attention to him really that much at the start of the series. I was just like, oh yeah, that guy, like under secretary of whatever. But now, like such a fleshed out and interesting character. And yeah, the Secretary General, he's always had Sadavir and Aaron Wright in one ear asking for war and Christian Avasarala in the other ear calling for peace. Kind of like the devil and the angel on each shoulder, but now he has no Christian to check him this time. And so he's convinced to go to war. Meanwhile, on Jules Pierre Mao's pleasure cruiser yacht thing, Bobby retrieves Theo, the engineer she beat up and threw into her locker last episode. I kind of wish she would beat me up and throw me in a locker. I'm just kidding. Anyway, she retrieves him to help them get off the ship. Aaron Wright, meanwhile, has launched missiles at them. It's a bad situation. Seems like the crew was just left there to die too, which is just classic Jules Pierre Mao, pretty much. Christian gets Theo to retrieve the recording Aaron Wright sent to the ship for Jules Pierre Mao, and Christian, that's like key evidence. Like, it can take down Ehrenreich if they can just make it off the ship and make it back home safely. But the hangar bay door is locked, and I thought Bobby was just gonna go through it, but she winds up going along the outside of the freaking ship. For some reason, I would assume that the outside of the ship is more thoroughly intact, like thoroughly reinforced than like the hangar bay door. I don't know. Anyway, but yeah, it was terrifying, honestly, to see her crawling out of the ship like that. You guys saw how shocked I was. I was just like, what? And then the power in her magnetic gloves just randomly died out. I mean, not randomly. I'm sure the short circuit earlier was what caused it, but like she very narrowly avoided being lost in space for the rest of her short life. I was basically frozen solid in shock, like mouth agape for like 30 seconds. But yeah, she makes it, and her and Christian get on to the two-person ship, the Razorback. You can't take the Razorback. Oh my god. I was so emotional, but like, actually, yes, we can take the Razorback. We took it from the ship, going back home with it. But yeah, I miss Julie. Like, seeing her ship there like that, being such a big part of Christian and Bobby's escape, it was really emotional. Julie. Meanwhile, back on the Rocinante, they're going through the ship, burning out areas that have residual protomolecule on them. But of course, they miss a spot. Alex and Amos and Holden are all pissed off at Naomi. Amos even says that it's kind of like the end of their group. Like, Naomi wasn't the person he thought she was, and essentially like she wasn't worth following. Holden acts like he's fine in front of her, and then the coffee machine, the poor state-of-the-art freaking coffee machine. You guys remember how happy he was to see that when they first got this ship? And like he lets his anger out on it. Praxis was like, you want some tea? Maybe you should try tea. But yeah, it's a brand new start for this team, essentially. They even have to rename the ship. Naomi lets Prax do it because the original crew isn't even a team anymore. She's just like, whatever, like, just name it. And Prax comes in with all this science talk, and I thought for sure that like Naomi had like tuned him out and like stopped listening. But it was actually like very beautiful name with a wonderful meaning behind it. Go plant guy. The seeds of the Pinus contorta need fire to be born. And there's something super beautiful and poetic there. Like, it's gonna somehow like be the like only through the fires of battle and adversity will the crew be born again. So yeah, it'll be interesting what the second coming of this crew will look like. So I think the obvious, like the super obvious storyline would be for Naomi to get infected by the bit of protomolecule they missed, and the crew would go to any length to get it out of her, and they'll like come together again because of it. They'll realize what she means to them, yada yada. I feel like that would be a very poor writing though. Like, it wouldn't address the key issue, which is how everyone feels about the belt having the protomolecule. It also wouldn't address the way they feel betrayed, how Naomi broke their trust. And what they said was really interesting was that the protomolecule is connected all around. And I've been saying all along that Julia Miller might still be alive down there on Venus. But if everything is actually connected, are Julie and Miller still alive on the Rocinante? That'd be really, really interesting, right? And yeah, we had this scene with Alex like finally reaching out to his family, and I always wondered like just why the heck wouldn't he contact him? Like, what's wrong with you? Why would you let them think you're dead? Like, just what? But it turns out like he just loves doing this, being a hero too much, like playing fighter, pilot, hero man. And looking back on the series so far, yeah, it makes sense. Like, everything lines up with that. This is really all he ever wanted, to pilot this kind of ship and do this kind of work. And yeah, still makes him a pretty crappy father and husband though. And at the end of the last season, I was saying like, oh, at least Naomi didn't give the protomolecule to Anderson Dawes, but Fred Johnson freaking gives it to Anderson, or they're working together. Man. At the very least, he proposes that they come together to use it. And we get to see Drummer for the first time since she was shot in episode 8 of last season. I missed you so much. Drummer is understandably upset. I thought Fred Johnson had actually communicated with her and like consulted her about this before he went and like gave the information to Dawes. But yeah, Dawes' rabble-rousing nonsense got them betrayed and got her shot. And she's still willing to follow, like, Fred's orders, though, or suggestion. I guess at that point she was, like, very, very close to just leaving Fred Johnson. But, like, there was no better way to help the belt, really, right? And yeah, Fred Johnson's big idea is to get the freaking Navoo back and to retrofit it as a warship for the coming war. I mean, that's an incredible idea, but I'm also like, that thing has been gone for a while now. I feel like it's the end of season, or it was like episode 4. We saw it like veer off and miss Eros. So yeah, it's been gone for a while. I mean, I don't know how far away it is now, and to catch up, it might take a really long time. I imagine that the Navoo was packed with like a ton of engine power so that it could get to where they needed it to get eventually. But yeah, like, you're trying to catch up to it now, and yeah, I don't know how long that will take. So I feel like it might take so long that the ship might not even make it back and like be prepared before the war is even over. Either way, I mean, it's going to be important to the belt, but it's just like, it's interesting. But yeah, now Fred Johnson is once again kind of indebted to the crew of the Rocinante, so they want to kind of go back to him for safe harbor. It's a good idea. It's a better idea than wherever, like going back to Ceres or whatever, until Holden takes stock of what he did to Prax, what they did to Prax, realized that they were just using him. They never had any interest in really finding Prax's daughter, which I'm sure he would have appreciated. He would have been happy if they found Prax's daughter, but that was not the reason he worked with Prax. And I mean, Amos is right. Like, Holden just wanted to make things right, and it took a while, but he finally did the right thing. And God, I love this show. Things come around, you know. I feel like there are big callbacks to past episodes, and yeah, they're off to another Jupiter. They're off to Io, another Jupiter moon, to examine what exactly is going on, because there was a spike in protomolecule activity at the same time that the hybrid was killed. And yeah, it's all really interesting. And yeah, Bobby is able to pilot Christian off in the freaking Razorback. Theo and Kotiar are able to escape as well. Really looking forward to how this story is going. They're actually going to go back to Io. I don't know if they're going to make it there next episode or what. It's just the start of the season, and things are like going full force now. I feel like there's before Home and then after Home in terms of the show. Like, before Home, the show was like interesting and I was invested, and then after that it was just like, okay, this is one of the best shows I've ever seen in my life. So yeah, I'm excited to continue. And yeah, if you want to watch the full reaction, check out Patreon in the link in the description below. We're also 1 week ahead of over there as well. And I'm going to give this a 9.0. Did I say that? A 9.0, yeah. And yeah, be sure to leave a like. It really helps out this channel, and I will see you guys next time.